Good morning, everyone. I'm very glad to have the chance today to meet everyone, also to moderate this insightful discussion between the talented chef. So before we start the session, maybe let's give them 1 minute each to have an elevator pitch about yourself. So start with Mr. Zhou Lan.
Everyone, my name is True, and I'm a chef and co-founder of More and More Sake, which are two restaurants in Hoi An and in Ho Chi Minh City. I was born in France and raised in the US to Vietnamese and Chinese parents. I trained overseas for about 30 years. So I lived overseas for 30 years training as a chef. And I came back to Vietnam in 2018 to learn more about the country and to find ways to contribute back to here. And it's been an honor to be able to have found two restaurants and businesses and to connect with the Vietnamese community and to connect with my Vietnamese culture and heritage as well. And yeah, that's all I have. Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Hi, my name is Quang Sung. I'm the head chef and also chef patron of Chapter Dining in Hanoi and Tales by Chapter in Saigon. I am 34 years old. My favorite food is taco. And well, like any chefs, I love my job. I love cooking, and can't wait to share with you my view of food. That's it.
Hello, everyone. My name is Summer. I'm the founder and executive chef of Nang. Right now, we are running 3 restaurants: Nang in Da Nang, Nang Light in Ho Chi Minh City, and we just opened Nang Tokyo in Tokyo 2 months ago. So Nang is all about promoting Vietnamese cuisine and culture to the world. And we have been doing that for the past 8 years. So it's my honor to be here with you today, and especially to share with you about sustainability and as a businesswoman.
The director of operation and executive chef of Terra Mare, fine dining restaurant in Hanoi. I am also the vice president of Escoffier member representing the North area. I've been in Vietnam now 12 years, opening few restaurants and managing few others. So I am also here today to share my feelings about Vietnam and its development.
One thing in common, which is sustainability. So to start our panel discussion, I would like to ask you one question. What is your definition about sustainability and how you practice it currently at your restaurant? Maybe I start this question with Anjo first.
You first. Again? I take it very literally, its meaning very literally, which is how can we sustain what we are doing for the future and for the future generations. In the past 200 years, the world has seen like explosive industrial growth, and part of that has come with the food and beverage industry as well. And now we see that there are these effects which are affecting the livelihood and basically the environment, and it's giving us questions about whether we can continue to operate as we have for the long term, for the future. And I think that the answer, which most of us can agree, is no. We have to change, and we have to find a new way forward. And so for me, sustainability, it literally means is how will the world look in 50 years, 100 years, 200 years, when we ourselves are long gone, but our children and their children are still here. And how can we provide for their future? And how can we make sure that we are living in balance with nature to preserve not just for human wellness, but also for other life on this planet as well? Yeah, how we're practicing it in my businesses now. I mean, it's quite complicated. I will say that the first thing is that I don't want to talk about sustainability, honestly. You know, I had this question asked for me is like, what excites you about it? I'm not excited about it. You know, actually, I'm alarmed about it. I am actually quite worried, and I realized this about 10 years ago into my career, is that we cannot continue as we have been without any real awareness as we continue to do business, to create, like we have to find solutions, and not just solutions to fix the problem, but also find strategies and ways of thinking that will help us continue to regenerate the damage that we have done. And so for me right now, I have more in Hoi An and more craft sake, and a lot of it, what we're talking about is just basically damage to the environment, loss of culture, and the loss of human connection to nature. And so for me, I think the main story and strategy of my businesses now and my organizations now is really to bring the spotlight back to humans' place in nature and our connection to nature and why it's important to preserve it and our place in that. Yeah, that's the main strategy I have right now. Yeah, thank you.
When we got the Green Star, because when I started NAN 8 years ago, I just do everything, you know, intuitively, and I do what I believe is good for the environment and the people around me. And also as a mom, I think about the future. How can we move as deeply and as far into the future as possible, for not only for my generation, but also for my kids' generations as well. Because right now we are running 3 restaurants, I think about sustainability in terms of business as well. Like how can we sustain the businesses, make the team happy, make our guests happy, make like our financial health is good. And so how I approach sustainability in my company is like a holistic approach. So not only about the storyline or the ingredients, the sourcing, but also in terms of the people, like the team culture, how we can deliver the message and our stories to the guests so they can understand and they can feel the passion that we have, and also think about it in terms of business as well. So it's a very holistic approach. And But usually people think about sustainability like it's something, you know, difficult and maybe boring. But to me, I think it's very fun because it is very healthy, and healthy for not only our environment or our health, but also in terms of, you know, financial growth as well, for the business as well. So I think it's very fun, and the more we invest in it, the better result we get.
Joe and Najee Summer. One story that I'm also very curious from An Quang Dũng. So as a diner, as a food lover, I also have the experience dining at a different type of restaurant. And one thing that always makes me feel curious is for some restaurant that decide to go with the stating menu, that you let the ingredient and let the seasonal kind of like flow in with the way that you build the menu for each season. It's also quite challenging. And how that you your connection between the sustainability with the nature and with the other sort of vendor and ingredient that flow in together to make this an experience for the tasting menu every time.
Sustainability for me, the dictionary definition is to provide oneself without damaging the ability for future generations to provide for themselves. And for us, there are 3 pillars of sustainability, which is environmental sustainability, social sustainability, and economical sustainability. So we look at it, you know, quite boring, like Anh Chu said. And, you know, the way we look at it is quite boring. It's quite academic, and but you know, to woven what we do is what makes us, you know, feel excited. And so, for example, at Chapter is obviously it's not as hyper-local as NEN or Moore, but for us it's about you know, sourcing just the best ingredient within the north of Vietnam. So for us, local means to stay within the region, and of course it is so difficult to source the ingredients in the north of Vietnam, because some ingredients the season just lasts for like 3 weeks. So we need to find a way to preserve it sustainably. I mean, if you freeze them, right, then you need energy to actually source to actually provide the fridge to freeze the ingredient. But if you ferment them, then the energy output will be positive, meaning using microbes, bacteria. We can prolong the life of the ingredients, which normally are only in season for like 3 weeks. Now we can prolong them for like 3-4 months, just enough for the whole season of one menu at Chapter. So I think the key for our sustainability is fermentation. You know, it enhances the flavor, but at the same time preserve it without using actually any energy. So one of the techniques is that. The other one is just not to waste anything. I mean, I think every chefs in Vietnam or every restaurants in Vietnam have the nose to tail approach when we use everything. I know the eggshell noodles from you, very nice, and we are the same. So we use trimmings. And we ferment trimmings to make garums, to make kombucha, and to make drink pairings. Sometimes we use we don't just use the waste or the trimmings or the leftover from the food, but also the operations we do. We are making kind of a vegan leather out of our leftover and sediments from our fermentation as well. So the goal is not to waste anything, right? And then we built like sort of a rooftop garden so that all of the leftover from our guests can be transformed into compost, and then and then we grow our herbs from there. Yeah. So it's not that. I mean, it's not that easy, but it's not that hard.
With human, with natures, sustainability needs to involve everyone. It's not only the chefs, it's also about the farmer, the way we communicate together, how we train our team, as mentioned, to give a life to event trimming, to reuse the maximum of, to provide the best of all the ingredients we can. Of course, I am the North region, same as Zung. We also have some difficulties to find seasonal local products all the time. So I am myself in Terra Mare, I'm a little bit more expensive to more Vietnam on that time, because I use a lot of seafood that sadly in the North region we cannot find.
Well, Vietnam set a goal of net zero in 2050, I guess, or 2035 to 2050. We set the goal already. So if you can grow your business with sustainability practices, then I think it's one of the very big plus for us because we attract international customer, but at the same time we attract international partner where sustainability now is not just a fancy word anymore, but it's one of the criteria that they actually that they demand when they work with us. And we have partners like Viet Harvest who comes and collect the leftover in restaurants and distribute it to other channels. And to work with them, meaning that you need to meet the criteria. So and then also like zero waste practice. It's only good for in the long term economically because you're not wasting anything. Again, it's not about giving your food some funky name. It's about utilizing and optimizing, and those words are very in line with economical values.
I think for me, I don't really think about it in terms of how to make it more profitable or successful as a business. For me, I think when I founded my first restaurant in 2020, I already had the key value of sustainability, and as Chef Yong said, considering the economic, social, and environmental impacts of a business before the business itself. And I think that a key part for me is thinking about what profitability really means. Because if we're making a financial profit, but at a cost, a social cost or environmental cost, and we're looking at the net benefit of that overall, is that really profit? Because if we are making money personally or for ourselves, for our own business, but while exploiting the environment, exploiting the community, is that really a net profit? And then for me, that answer was a no. So I think a key for me is to redefine what profitability means. But the other side is also understanding the landscape now in business, in capitalism, is that if you want a model to be expanded, shared, and replicated, copied in Vietnam often, you have to be successful. Because if you have a failing business, no one is going to copy you. No one will copy a failing business. So that's a really key part of why, and also Summer also to talk about saying, well, sustainability, it just means keeping your team happy, keeping your business alive. Because if you go bankrupt, one is no one's listening to you, no one's copying to you, and also you lose a chance to provide a livelihood for your team, for all your suppliers, for all the farmers we're talking about, or all the growers, all those communities that are providing the products that we as chefs take and make into dishes, into menus. That is all lost if you don't exist. So the first thing for sustainability is to exist, but back to the concrete side of how I would measure growth and sustainability, I really think it's important to look at data and hard numbers and reporting. And as the owner, that's the one thing that you can do is set systems up to record data and have clear and precise reporting from which you can make decisions later from data, not just from feelings or from trends or stuff like that. And the truth is that sustainability and what is actually sustainable, what is good for the environment, what's good for, these are very complex questions, and they're also evolving. What may have been agreed to be a very good initiative for the environment in the past, like for example, we say, recycling is the best, it's amazing. And then you go deeper into data, you see that, well, sometimes recycling is actually a damage. It's actually something that is not bringing net benefit, and naturally the energy required to take materials and recycle them again is actually causing a net deficit in the benefit to the environment. So I think it's a very complex question. I don't think I answered your question. I just escaped it.
You just
them.
did.
I just escaped it. I just talked around and I just escaped it. But I think I just want to share some ideas that I have when I founded my businesses and how I continue to think about it, which will also continue to evolve. I think when I first started, I had certain ideas I was very focused on. As I continue to connect with more people in the community and other organizations, I'm also educating myself more to understand better how to try to attack some of these problems. Yeah.
Thank you a lot. Very insightful answer.
Thank you.
And I would love to hear from Mr. Olivier too. I
Yeah.
think that would be even more challenging for you because you're doing business in not your own home country.
If I can say, is to share it. Of course, we make profit, but we need to help and support people like farmers, fishermen. If they don't have this possibility, we cannot have anything. And I do think, as I mentioned, I've been there 12 years. The quality of the product raised and made in Vietnam is increased quite a lot. So for us, as a chef, I will mention, if we do not support these small farmers, fishermen, we are not here to do anything. We are supposed to do that because if we go back to normal, it's easy to purchase from main supplier, big suppliers, blah, blah, blah. But then at the end, the point is all the people hardworking like we do in hospitality, farmers, fishermen, it's very hard work. If they don't have our support, it's very difficult for them. And also, when we was talking about cost, it's not always cost effective. It's not because that we are in Vietnam that this product is going to be cheaper than the other one because it's made from small people. It's not a big industrial. We just ship it, we just buy it. And being seasonal is also very, very important because you can find this product all the time. You cannot find, this product all the time. So this is very cost effective. As he mentioned, we can have maybe some product only for 1 month. And when we run seasonal menu, we need it for 3 months. So we always need to keep a balance and a consistency. And also when we run this kind of business, I just say as an example, we are going using grouper on the menu. We have some cahier des charges criteria, like I need this grouper, I only need from 3 to 4 kilo. So you need to guarantee for me. So to guarantee this one, I may have to pay a little bit more expensive to ensure that I only have consistency of the product.
Is just focusing on what we are passionate about, like genuinely, and we try to convey that feeling to the guests. So from the beginning, sustainability is not the thing that we say that, oh, I want to be sustainable. So we designed the whole thing based on sustainability. So it's not like that. From the beginning, the mission of Nén, well, for you, those of you who may not know, Nén is a small ingredient. It's like half shallot, half garlic. Very popular in central Vietnam. It's very small, but only people in central Vietnam know about its existence. Maybe in Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City, like Vietnamese don't even know about Nén. So the whole mission of Nén is to promote the potential in seemingly ordinary things. So that's our mission, and whatever that we do, we live by that mission. So we try to convey that passion about Vietnamese ingredients, like hyperlocal ingredients that people don't know about, even Vietnamese don't know about. And we try to shed light on a different angle of the ingredients or Vietnamese cuisine or culture. We get very excited by doing that, and somehow we can make the guests feel that energy too. So it's not about, we do hyperlocal, like we do Vietnamese ingredients because it's good for the environment. If we tell the guests that, it sounds very, stiff. And actually, it's not the case, right? We do what we do because we believe in the potential of the Vietnamese ingredients and cuisine and culture. So, after all, it's all about the human connection and how we are sincere and honest about what we do, and we communicate that to the guests, and in like most of our guests, like people are very touched and they feel thankful about being a Vietnamese and about how rich and diverse our cuisine is. No one is bothered by the fact that it's Vietnamese ingredients, but everyone is very proud and thankful about that. So yeah, I think that's how we can connect to our guests.
I see.
Do guests care? I think they care, but it's never going to be the deciding factor. They will not come to you because, oh, you're a sustainable restaurant. They don't care. And so I did mention that. I'll say, a quick answer is no, they don't care. It's not enough for them to choose. For example, if you're like, oh, we're the sustainable option, but our price is double the price. Not even. No, if it's just 20% more, no. If we're a sustainable option, but we're chefs, right? We're F&B. If our food, it doesn't taste good, forget it. You know, and so when I founded More, I did have the idea of sustainability in mind, but I also knew that it wasn't enough. Understanding that, you know, as a chef and also having been in Vietnam for 2 years already, I understood that it was not enough to just say we're a sustainable business. And we, you know, so when I founded More, of course, as a chef, you have to cook tasty food, delicious food. But the other side of it is experiential, is curating an experience at our level. So I think we're all kind of somewhat in the same kind of level of dining, whereas we're trying to offer an experiential dining experience. And so it's like they're coming more than just for food and sustenance. They're coming to hear a story. They're coming to learn about the culture and history of Vietnam often. And so for us, it's like, yeah, it's about connecting to nature through Vietnamese local ingredients, especially those of Hoi An in central Vietnam. And yeah, so I think maybe one story was when I first started, I remember very clearly, there was a Vietnamese guest who came and they came and had a menu and they said, Anh Châu, I never even knew about these Vietnamese ingredients. I didn't know Vietnam had these things. Or they'd be like, I felt like I just had a journey through Vietnam, through this meal, you know, and for me, I think that made me feel very proud and inspired. And also it gave me belief in what we're doing is that, you know, it's not just something that we created for tourists, but also for the Vietnamese as well. And we're also, you know, able to tell a story that has meaning for Vietnamese as well. And hopefully that is what will propel them to understand that, well, these ingredients, they come from nature. And that's something I say to my cooks as well. It's like, these ingredients we're using, they come from the environment. That's why we have to protect it. Because if we're not thinking about the environment, then later on, where are we going to get all these ingredients as chefs? The ingredients are the building blocks of our menu, but the environment is the foundation. You know, it's literally the soil from which it's grown, the air and the water. Those are the most important things to the quality of an ingredient as a chef. And so if we understand that, then of course, sustainability and protecting the environment is a natural conclusion. And so I think that's the story I had. I don't know if I answered your question again. Maybe I didn't answer it, yeah.
we do in the kitchen is about respecting the product, as we mentioned, being seasonal, try to avoid the waste as max as we can. There is nothing very, for me, specific on it, but I do think more we go, more we need to take care to the earth, to the nature, because we more destroy it up to now that we are rebuild it. It's not too late, but if we don't start now, it's not going to happen. So this is on daily basis, even small details is about sharing and saying, why this peeling, can you make a stock, a broth with it instead of peeling, going through the garbage, a trimming of a meat that we can save for the day after to make a sauce more concentrated in terms of taste, is reusing the maximum and to provide best value to the quality we can.
Thank you very much. And I'm looking forward to hear from you too, Nhung.
Right, there's, I don't know if I inspire my team to do it. They are down there. I think our practice is just our practices. You come, you work for us, it's our way or the highway. You know, and I know sometime we come up with some policy which are such a nuance, you know, and you know, our staff complains a lot. Say, no, chef, I don't want to go to the rooftop and, you know, take care of the garden. And well, some of them complain. I'll say, well, that's what we do, you know, and I think it's just a force of habit, you know. If you do it for long enough, say 21 days. Right, and your brain automatically just you know just keep doing it, and it's not you trying to do it anymore. It's just you doing it, and a lot of time when change happens, we need to be, I guess, a little bit. Resilient. We need to persevere. You know, even though we might meet some resistance to change within our organizations, and that's completely natural. You know, but when change already happened, and then a newcomer join your organization, he has to follow. He or she has to follow your guideline. She have to follow your policy. Then you know, the first month of the employees always the most important one, because that's when we kind of push all of our value into them. And yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's easy again, but yeah, you have to be very tough. Okay.
This session, I would like to ask one quick question. So each of you, could you share with us one word only to describe your view about sustainability in the next year, 2026? One word only.
It's optimistic, but that's why I say perseverance is make more effort. We need to continue leading, teaching, pushing, sharing.
Yeah, it's a long journey.
Yeah.
How about you, chị Summer?
I think it should be fun, be beneficial for your business, right? Because it would make no sense to control waste in the restaurant, but you don't make any profits. Like, so it's fun because it will help your business do well. It will make your people happy. It will be good for the environment, and in exchange, we have the freshest, most delicious ingredients. So it's a win-win-win-win for everyone. So I think sustainability should be fun.
Yeah, but fermentation is diverse. It's very wide, and once you explore it, you see a lot of you know, of new ideas and new possibility. And like compost is made from fermentation, or drinks are made from fermentation, breads are made from fermentation. You just have to use the correct microbes, and you know, that it has been the key to sustainability at Tails Vine Chapter. It has been the key of zero waste at Tails Vine Chapter. So I guess again, fermentation.
It's just hard to say because, you know, by definition, we say for 2026, 2026 is in 2 months, and it's only a duration of 1 year. But we're talking about sustainability as something that should go for a long time, and so it's really hard to sum it up in one word, you know. But I do think that it's maybe I'll put the one word will be for climate. And this is relevant because I just came from Hoi An, which just saw the largest flood in probably over 100 years. And these kind of supercharged climate events that affect communities and livelihoods are only going to intensify. And so I do think that it's really going to put the spotlight on climate change and what governments and large organizations, corporations, there's going to be a lot of pressure from people to enact change systemically. And we are seeing that. So we see that in governments all over the world, including here in Vietnam. We see a lot of governments saying, you know, we have to find a way to change. It's a crisis because of the climate, and it's a direct effect of our industry and our actions towards sustainability. So I'll say climate, yeah.
Yeah.